Hey folks, I've got a lot of new subscribers here. I know this is the shop and this is not shop talk, but my camera just died. And, well, we'll get into why I can't afford it. A new camera a little later on. But this is a mudroom rant. Be expected to hear some vulgarities. If you don't want to hear it, please leave the channel now. But here we go with the mudroom rant in the shop. First off, we're going to start off with John Kerry signing the UN Arms Treaty. John Kerry is a fucking traitor to this country. He took an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution of the United States, which evidently he hasn't. Either he doesn't understand the Constitution. My feeling is he's never read the Constitution. What part of it will not be infringed? Do you not understand, Mr. Kerry? Fucking rhino. Traitor. All I have to say about that is Molen Labe. I got two other words for it. Hoka hey. Secondly, I hear today that the IRS misplaced $67 million of the Obamacare funds. They don't know where it is. Let me tell you a little story. You know, they've been harassing Republican groups and whatnot. I'm a staunch constitutionalist with very heavy libertarian leanings. And we'll go back a little ways. I used to be able to go into the post office and get the 1040s, the 1040As, the 1040 EZs, whatever I needed. But some 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, couldn't do that anymore. So I started putting it online, thinking, oh, be great. And no, I never let them direct deposit to my checking account because I had heard horror stories about that where somebody had accidentally transposed two numbers and they yanked out what they took plus. Well, I did it a few years and no problems. I started getting real vocal here on YouTube and elsewhere, Twitter, Facebook, and one year I needed the 1040, and I needed a whole bunch of other forms because we did a massive move and this, that, and the other thing, and we had, well, some serious money coming to us. And I was tired. I was trying to get it in, and I transposed two numbers. The transposing of two numbers made it so that we got $80 more than we should have. Well, they caught that up in a heartbeat. It took us until August, after I raised some hell, before we finally got the amount we were supposed to. And then they harassed us for 3 years after that, holding it, holding it, holding it. I could send it in the end of February and I still wouldn't see it before August 1st. Two years back, I contacted a tax attorney. He looked over my return and said, there's no problem with it. And he contacted the IRS, and we got it at the end of June. And then we had a year where we got it normal. Well, for the past 2 years, I've said the hell with it and filled it out by paper so that before I sent it in, I could sleep on it and look at it with fresh eyes. Well, now, you can't get the forms through the post office anymore. I know I've repeated this. So the wife pulled down from the IRS site the 1040 EZ because we had nothing really to declare. Real simple tax return. And I sent it in, the first week of March. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait. Beginning of July, I start going to irs.gov. Where's my return? Still being processed. Well, after doing this almost daily for a month, beginning of August, I get a hold of the IRS. I call them on the phone. After being on hold for well over a half an hour, I finally get a hold of somebody. And after 20 minutes of discussion, we discover that the form that we had downloaded from irs.gov was 2011 tax forms. They had not updated their site. Well, after a few choice words, I explained to her that this was the form we had downloaded from them. And if they look at the W-2s that I had attached, they would have seen that it was 2012. Well, after about 10, 15 minutes, she says, yes, they are. I said, so what's the holdup? Well, they've flagged it as a false claim. Now this year I'm getting roughly $2,200 back that they egregiously took from us. And she tells me that the soonest I'll hear anything is October 12th. So here we are. We're sitting here, September 26th. I still don't have our tax return. Excuse me. We still don't have our tax return. And I read about this $67 million, oops, we lost it. You know, if I didn't work, if I had my own business, I'd say, fuck you. I'm not paying you shit. But I don't. I think it's time to change that. And the final what the fuck for tonight is Syria. They're still going on about how Assad gassed his own people. That's all you're hearing from the lamestream media in the United States. People, I suggest you check out other sources like the BBC, like Russia Today. This will irritate a lot of you. Al Jazeera, America. If it was weapons grade sarin gas, those people that were handling them would have been dead. But they weren't. They weren't wearing masks. They weren't wearing protective clothing or anything. Think about it. For decades, the Jews, the Christians, the Buddhists, the Islamists, all lived there. And Assad made sure that there was no fighting going on. Amongst them. Time to think. Unlike those idiots in fucking Washington. They just want to feed the industrial military complex. It's time to starve that animal. We need to stop sending millions of dollars out to other countries. We need to stop arming everybody like, well, the Syrian free fighters. Well, hey, lately, the Syrian freedom fighters, the El Qaeda faction of it, are killing off Christians. Not too long ago, I'm not going to put links down. You can look it up for yourself. It's out there. They killed 2 nuns and a priest. They're desecrating Jewish synagogues. But we keep giving them arms. I thought we were fighting these assholes. It's a fucked up world we're living in. Did a video before, part of a compilation of hundreds of YouTubers. No war, not my name. It's fucked up, people. Look at what's going on around you. I've given you a couple of reports of what's happening around here. Open your eyes. Look. Every day, I see a black helicopter flying over the house. Every day. It's time we all woke up. Enough is enough. Peace out, all.